Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Shiv Kumar News. Here I am reading only newspaper article. This is our today article. Pakistan's India's war. M.K. Narayan, former Director Intelligence Bureau, former National Security Advisor, and former Governor of West Bengal. As India reflects on the outcome of the brief military conflict with Pakistan in early May, it may be worthwhile to ponder over the current reality that even as India's culture, diversity, and sweep of history may be unparalleled in a civilizational context, it remains prone attacks from country in its vicinity and beyond. And incorrigible Pakistan is continually finding way and means every few years to provoke a conflict, and despite being worsted in every one of these conflicted and war remain undeterred, seeking a bleed India by a thousand cuts. The very existence of a secular democratic India appeared to be an anathema to Pakistan as India progressed toward becoming a global power. It is already the fourth largest economy in the world. Pakistan is descending into near anarchy, yet these neighbors of our dominated by a military mindset in contriving to find way and means of undermining India's progress. Peace for India hence depend on who rules Pakistan, which almost invariable is the military. There are no easy solution to this problem, and India needs to prepare for war at all time. The Pakistan of today. Today it is fashionable to talk of the dizzy integrations of the world order, the deafening silence of the world to the genocide taking place in Gaza with innocent civilians being killed at an alarming rate, contrast with the din and noise and the numerous effort at peace being made to end the Ukraine conflict. This dichotomy of approach stem from a grim truth or real, reality ways that the world has different standards when it's come to the killing of Asian and European. If there is any further evidence needed to demonstrate that the international order is crumbling and that might is again become right, one has only to look at the recent conflict provoked by Pakistan with the West scrambled to end once they found Pakistan was the loser, a crucial subtext to how bigger nation intervene to end a conflict between smaller entities is also now becoming available. For instance, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has betrayed his critical mineral resources to gain USA support in the war against Russia. In the Pakistan context, it is now being surmised that USA interest in claiming to having brought peace between Pakistan and India, notwithstanding denial by the latter stem from USA interest in Pakistan's store of critical minerals such as lithium, copper, and rare earths. Also, intrinsic to this is the fact that the military in Pakistan, which is and has been the critical player in the regional stakes, is unlikely to forget the USA President gesture, even if there is a little substance to this claim. Peace in the subcontinent is a major casualty today, and not solely because of the short recent India-Pakistan conflict. India and the region itself today confront a military Pakistan which has shed the cloak of democracy and is today a virtual military dictatorship. It was has a titular civilian Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, who is standing in for his brother Nawaz Sharif, who is legally constrained from holding an electoral office. More important, the government in hook to the army, and the latter, after having denied Imran Khan an opportunity to contest election, is now showing its true color. A few weeks ago, Pakistan's current Chief of Army Staff General, now Field Marshal Asim Munir, proclaimed that Pakistan is not a democracy but a religion. He went on to say that in the history of humanity, there had been only two states based on the Kalima. The first was the Riyasat-e Medina, the second 1300 years later was Pakistan. He added that Pakistan is different from Hindus in every possible aspect of life, religion, custom, tradition, through thoughts and ambition, and that Kashmir was the jugular when the rest in history, a future in which further conflict should be anticipated. What to expect next? It might hence he useful to surmise what one might expect from the recent India-Pakistan conflict. Is certain that there will be recrudescence of religion nationalism not only in Pakistan but across parts of South and West Asia. Next is the impact of the technological revolution limited through the conflict might have been. The conflict had demonstrated the critical of ensuring escalation dominance in the shortest possible time. Furthermore, one should view the recent conflict as a kind of proxy conflict between high tech military supplies on either side. Each has been more annexed than the other to know how their equipment performed. The Rafale versus China's J-10C, for instance, hoping to find better answer to their respectively electronic signature during future operation. Also, India and Pakistan have demonstrated their ability to flood the heavens with expensive expendable reconciliations and strike vehicle. Above all, there is realization that there is more to drones warfare than was known till date. Reams have been written about Pakistan use to of Turkish Songer drones and China's J-10C during the recent conflict. India is said to have responded by using kamikaze drones and the like. What is evidence from all this is that air defense today involves several multi-layer air defense systems. Unproven, however, is whether Pakistan could integrate a Pakistan ground radar emulating an Indian target, enabling a Chinese J-10C fighter to launch its missile to hit its target as both China and Pakistan propaganda make out. The latter is solely in the realm of speculation, essential by Pakistan and China through what comes out loud and clear is the versatility of airborne early warning system and the kind of system integration in place. All this has brought a new dimension to airborne warfare. Today, noise is hence all about air-to-air engagement, with speculation being rife as to whether Chinese origin weapon and air defense mechanism have the measure of India's Rafale fighter and Western equipment. The equipment manufacturer. It is the effectiveness of the kill chain that matters or is more important than the capability of specific fighter. What is however proven is that the Akash quick reaction surface to air missile alongside Russia S-400 and the Barak jointly developed with Israel provided India with more than adequate cover. India possibly did not need to employ or demonstrate its ultimate weapon. The BrahMos jointly developed with Russia. Pakistan clearly has no answer to it. Both sides did, however, shown an improved capability for electronic counter countermeasure to penetrate enemy jamming and evasion tactics. Technological warfare of the future. The conflict, however, demonstrated in no uncertain term that the future war will essentially be technological in nature. Technological dominance and speed with which escalation take place will dictate the course of future war. Currently, India has an edge over Pakistan as far as escalation dominance is concerned, but this need not always be in the case. It is also important to remember that fragmented multipolar geopolitical environment there will be little scope or time for imposing restraint on a party. Once a major conflict begins, armed control agreement also may have little relevance in future wars. It is already the best known secret that new nuclear warheads and cruise missiles are being designed and kept in readiness for use. The realization need to down the nuclear threshold in narrowing rapidly. It is German to mention here that while India's position on land, sea, and air is more than adequate to deal with the Pakistan, the situation could, after in the events of two-front war revolving from China and Pakistan. In such a situation, India will need to balance the combined capability of Pakistan and China, and this will throw up some neglected aspects such as India's lack of dedicated satellite system and the satellite-based surveillance network. Its bare repetition that modern warfare increasingly depends on space-based as to act as an early warning system and for a variety of tasks apart from taking and communication. This lacuna will need to be overcome in real time before the next outbreak of a major conflict, whether with Pakistan, China, or any other country occur. To reiterate, India cannot afford to overlook its inadequacies as far as space-based capability are concerned. Space is the new domain of warfare. India must be fully prepared for this eventuality. Pakistan, dominated by military mindset, is contriving to find way and means of undermining India's progress. So guys, this is today's video. Please like, comment, share and don't subscribe my YouTube channel for the more update and more video. Press bell icon for notification. Thanks for watching. We can tomorrow next video. Jai Hind.